The following contains detailed descriptions of graphic violence and gore. Viewer discretion is advised. Bugger.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dicey Deeds, first major proper one-shot campaign, one that isn't a little comedy thing. Well, this will be Call of Cthulhu, a one-shot of my own design. I do not have a name for, but, you know, it's what it is.
Right. Unnamed cop campaign?
Unnamed mansion horror one-shot campaign thing. So...
Luigi's Mansion.
That's literally what I was about to say. That is not Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi is not at this mansion, sorry to tell you. Anyway, let us begin. So, I will start by introducing the general concept. You are all going to be people who are present at the party of a man named Darnell Rudolf, a British, rather...
Just real quick, my audio just decided to stop for no reason.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I can
just to let you guys know.
You can get that sorted.
I'm back recording.
You can get that sorted. We can keep going. I can get it resynced in the edit.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine.
No.
Darnell Rudolf, a rich British industrialist who is hosting the 21st birthday of his son, Arthur Rudolf. You are all associates of his one way or another, and I will explain further your relations to him when you've picked your characters out. So... to begin, I suppose I should introduce the characters one by one, so I will start with Ariane Laveau. Let me just paste this in chat. So, Ariane Laveau, I shouldn't be downloading these, I should just be opening them myself. So let me just stop myself from doing that.
This shall be the theme music for this video now. At least until things get really bad.
For reference, that's the new Super Mario Bros. Wii Ghost House music.
Yeah.
Not Luigi's Mansion, but that's fine.
I'm aware. It's
that is Luigi's Mansion.
I know it's not Luigi's Mansion.
That's fine. I was just saying.
that is
previously stated, yes.
Just for anyone in the audience who might be
me-
stamping their feet.
Any
is-
fellow Mario pedants in the audience.
That song in my head is the just played at like 8-bit rate down a phone as a scary ringtone. Anyway.
Cool.
So, Ariane Laveau. Birthplace Moscow, residence London, like everyone else in this campaign.
Nah, everyone in the universe lives in London.
Everyone else in this campaign.
Every British person.
British way.
British.
This is Russian, actually. Anyway, they are an heiress/huntress. They have skills in kind of fighting, mainly. Not so proficient at the generic sort of kind of detective work, but their spot hidden is fine, and their stealth is quite excellent, to be honest. Anyway, they are quite a strong character. They have a decent luck, not excellent sanity, but it's functional. But most impressively, they start with the most powerful weapon in the game, the elephant gun, dealing 2d10 plus 10 damage. To put it into context, this person has 10 hit points. If they were to be hit by this weapon, they would immediately die. So, the general kind of idea of the backstory of this character is they are, yes, an heiress and a huntress. They are 29 years old, younger than Darnell, older than Arthur. They are present at this party because they are friends of the family, and also because they are a rich and up-and-coming heiress in London. And what sort of person would they be if they weren't to attend such a kind of high esteem establishment at such a party as this? So, that's their kind of role. They aren't massively associated with Darnell himself, but they would know him by name and probably have met before. The next character, I suppose, would be, if we go alphabetically, Arnold Butcher.
Let's continue with alphabetical. Let's just go through all of them alphabetically.
Arnold Butcher is the police constable of London, or rather the borough of London they are currently in. His birthplace is Manchester. He is age 45. He is attending the party at the specific request of Darnell Rudolph as a sort of chaperone and as a kind of representative of the local police force. He is proficient in combat and detective work. He has well-rounded sanity and luck, but he is a cop, so you are a bad person. Anyway.
Well-rounded, but morally wrong.
Yeah. Also, their education is not the most excellent, and their occult knowledge is rather lacking. But the actual detective work they will be quite effective at. So, they are, again, not incredibly specifically associated with Darnell, but they definitely have met him and know each other to a decent degree, him being the constable of the police in the local area. The next character, since we're continuing down, is the son himself, Arthur Rudolf. Arthur Rudolf is, of course, born in London and, as you would guess, as of this day, turned 21 years of age. Their occupation is gentleman/lady, because that is one of the default occupations for this game. They are well-appearing, rather intelligent, have a significant knowledge of Cthulhu and cult mythos. This will be explained as the story is furthered, and if you pick this character, you will, of course, be given your own backstory, and you will know what's going on, or at least what this character knows about what's going on. So far, I don't think any character mentioned has not had a gun. A few of the characters do not have weapons at all and are not designed to do the combat. Then a lot of the other kind of half are. I think half of the characters are quite proficient in combat, half are not. Arthur is one of those who is effective in combat, but not the most effective. He is certainly all right, but he would shine better in the more investigative role. Okay. Following on, we are now moving from A to B. We have Benson Werner. Benson Werner is the history professor and tutor of the children of the Rudolf family. His birthplace is Montfort. His residence, London, of course. He's aged 48, does not have an incredibly high health pool, but has a very decent luck and sanity pool, excellent history, quite good knowledge on occult, and an alright knowledge on mythos. This is one of the characters who you wouldn't be putting into a fight, but you would certainly be doing well on the sort of putting things together checks. Not necessarily the gathering of the information, but once the information has been gathered, the synthesizing of the clues and the context surrounding that. So, moving on from Benson Werner, we're straight back into the combat classes. Billy Walker. Billy Walker is a young servant of the Rudolf family, a serving boy, age 16. He is armed with a switchblade. He's just a young lad who kind of was down on his luck, managed to get a job with the Rudolf family, and is hoping to kind of keep his nose clean now and stay out of crime where he can. His knowledge of occult is abysmal, and generally his kind of general knowledge isn't very good, but his stealth and spot hidden are above average, so he would do fine in the investigative aspects as well. And most importantly, he has an incredible dodge stat, like very, very high. So he's the kind of character who would do well to survive quite a few hits without actually ever being hit, kind of thing. Which, obviously, in a game like Call of Cthulhu, getting hit even once can be devastating.
Yes.
Next, we have Charles Malta. I'll warn you, there are 12 characters. I made quite a few because you will have some die, and so you are going to need to change character at some point.
There are
Charles
backups
Malta?
for a reason.
Yes. Charles Malta is a doctor of medicine, aged 32. He is attending the party as a guest and at the specific request of Darnell Rudolf, mainly due to kind of just as a sort of insurance, not really had it explained why to himself specifically that his why his presence was requested, but he's not one to argue the point. He's happy to be invited at all. He's like just not a very well established doctor, but certainly an effective one. Now, this character is definitely the healer, so to speak. They are the character with the best medicine and first aid, incredibly effective skills to keep somebody who you want to stay alive. They don't have a very good combat skill, but they are like the base level at least. They're not below base. Their role will be, again, that kind of synthesizing of clues once you've got the evidence and the healing of others. Moving on, we have the second of the Butcher brothers, Darren Butcher. Darren Butcher is the groundskeeper to the Darnell family. He was an ex-illegal boxer. He stopped at the request of his brother after he found him a kind of a clean job, a clean break from crime, setting him up as the groundskeeper for the Darnell family. This is one of the reasons the Darnell family can kind of get away with whatever they want, because they have favors within the police department and things like that. He is an incredibly effective fighter, having an absolutely unreasonable brawl at 90 and an alright kind of skill with shotguns and things like that. He also starts with a shovel, which is just a very effective melee weapon. He is definitely your kind of boots on the ground combat type, and he also has the highest hit points, being 16. On the character sheets, when you look at them, it will say maximum versus current hit points. It wouldn't let me put the current hit points above 10 for a few characters. Your current hit points is your maximum, same with your sanity. He's also got a very effective amount of luck, even though he doesn't have a great amount of sanity. Right. Moving on, we have Elaine Dubois.
Oh my god, finally another woman.
Yes, they're all kind of at the end. Yeah.
That was the first one! And then...
There are 4 women, a third of them are women. Because when I originally designed this, there was 3 people, 1 woman, 2 guys, so I did, alright, I'll do 4 women, 8 dudes, so that way they all had 4 each, that they were kind of comfortable with.
Crank it up by 4 times.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So each of them had a fallback. Elaine Dubois is the maid, 19-year-old Parisian maid, working for the Darnell family. She is the of the Rudolf family. She is the favourite maid of Darnell Rudolf. And for that reason, she has access to his quarters specifically, and she kind of attends to him more personally. She is not a combat type. She has quite good sanity, quite good luck, and some kind of more interesting stats like spot hidden and navigate and things like that will help, and a bit of first aid. So she's kind of a bit of an all-rounder with a decent dodge and things like that. She will be mostly an investigative type, and her best kind of qualities are the items she starts with. She will kind of have keys to a lot of the areas you would need to find the keys to unlock.
Does she have a drunkard detective brother called Harry?
Yeah, I have played... I designed this before I played Disco Elysium, so the name Dubois is a complete coincidence. The next character is Frilly Francis, a reporter from Sheffield, now residing in London, also aged 19. They are a somewhat effective kind of synthesizer, but mostly a detective-esque character with an incredible spot hidden at 90 and quite good things like persuade and charm. Not good occult knowledge, but good knowledge otherwise and things like that, and a very good dodge stat as well at 40. Very effective at kind of dodging and getting around and looking into what they need to look into. Okay. The next character would be Isabella Vantings, which this leads us to the final female character, if I'm correct. Yes, they are an industrialist, up-and-coming industrialist, investing in the railroad and coal mining industry. They're aged 28. They are kind of someone who refused to marry and tried to enter the industrialism as a woman and did well, despite it all, against adversity. They have all right combat stats, nothing to write home about, all right kind of synthesizing stats, but really their best kind of aspects are that they just kind of do a little bit of everything well enough and have good sanity, health, and luck. They're kind of your all-rounder who will excel nowhere, fail nowhere else, kind of thing.
And who also isn't morally wrong.
Yes, and also isn't. Yeah. And then Vermont.
I mean, she's an industrialist, though.
Yeah.
This is true.
It's like an 8 out of 10 on the morally wrong scale as opposed to the 10.
So, Vermont Third is an old colleague of Darnell Rudolph's. They've known each other a very long time, and he is an ex-gambler. He apparently lost his fortune wasting it away gambling and got into a lot of trouble because of that, and had to turn to Darnell, who kind of helped him and fished him out of that, and because of that they became closer than they ever were during their college days when they knew each other. They've kind of reignited this kind of spark of friendship, and kind of they work now together. This character has a surprising amount of occult knowledge, incredibly high, and a absolutely terrible sanity of 5. Their sanity is on the brink of snapping. It says here 80. That's because it would not let me put the sanity below 15 to start. This character's sanity is terrible, and they also start with an incredibly powerful item, the Necronomicon, allowing them to cast spells, costing 1d4 sanity per use. Now,
I wonder why their sanity is so low.
Yeah, even if they lose a single sanity, they will suffer from a temporary insanity. But they are so well hardened to this kind of world of Cthulhu mythos for one reason or another that they will not be getting checks from anything that is not horrific. They could see a person shot to death in front of them and it would not faze them from what has happened to them before. They also start with an absolutely abysmal luck stat of 15.
I wonder why they lost all the money.
That should be lower. They should be starting on 5 luck, 5 sanity. So if you pick this character sheet, just update those. And he does have a good gun. So yeah. Very,
It's all
very kind of very good character for a lot of things. Doesn't fail in any aspect other than the fact that if they lose even a single sanity, you will be afflicted heavily.
Okay.
Problems
And
will
then the
arise.
final character we have available is Warren Merritt. Warren Merritt is a member of the clergy. They were born in Cambridge, now reside in London. They were invited as a representative of the Anglican Church to this party as a show of good faith from Mr. Darnell Rudolf. He is a 78-year-old man. He is terrible at combat, almost impossible for him to hit anyone, but his psychology, his detective work, and his knowledge of things are rather high, and he starts with some good items for kind of the more spiritual aspect of the game, as well as having 90 sanity. So you are not going to be dying through loss of sanity with this character. It will be beaten to death or nothing. That is our cast of 12 individuals.
I'm leaning towards Elaine.
Obviously, any character you pick now may well die, so be prepared to lose them. But also, in that same way, that means you will likely get to try more than one character. So, feel free to peruse.
Before I make any choices, I just want to say, for the record, that I heard Frilly Francis's name, and my head immediately went, "Oh, Howard Henry nickname."
Oh my god, you're right.
Howard Henry character nickname.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's real. That's
Real.
real.
Pretty accurate.
Look into Darren here.
Darren Butcher.
I'm thinking
Just for a frame of reference, what time period is this again?
1920s England. But I don't know
you.
enough about 1920s England to be completely accurate. So 1920s England-ish.
1920s England brackets kind of.
Also, these characters are not cooked up according to proper rules or balance. These are built to work only within this one-shot and the subsequent one-shot I have written that kind of follows on depending on your actions and changes up quite a bit depending on what you do. So these characters are definitely not all equal and definitely not fair for the actual game of Call of Cthulhu with a proper campaign and things like that. But they work within this environment. And also, all these character sheets, I made them on paper first, and then tried to make them electronically after that. So that's why some of the things like the healths don't carry over, and it wouldn't let me put luck or sanity as low as I wanted it to be for a few of them.
Oh, is that why Elaine's maximum is 7, but her current is 8?
Yes. So her max health is 8. That's her health.
Oh. So her max health is 8 and not 7?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
If there's a query like that, just ask me. I'll know what it's meant to be because I know what I meant to make them all. But sometimes the online calculator that kind of calculates how the sheets should actually be according to the rules of Call of Cthulhu, playing it as a long-standing campaign game, they require it to be a bit more kind of fitting within their balance, so you have an actually proper campaign experience. That forced the stats to be different in certain ways.
Gotcha. I think I'm gonna go with Elaine to start with.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll start with Darren Mason.
I'm going to go with Billy Walker.
Okay. So our party is, if I am correct,
For now.
Darren Butcher, Elaine Dubois, and Billy Walker. Okay. Let me just check over these to check all of these stats are correct. Yeah, Billy Walker is completely fine. Elaine Dubois, your health should be 8. Ignore magic points. I'm not using that. That's more for the system itself. There's not very much magic in this in these one-shots because you aren't kind of as exposed to the magic yet. That will more come into if we do the sequel one.
Except that one guy.
Book. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, with the book. He does actually, his magic points actually matter. Yeah, so your health for Darren is 16.
Yep, I corrected that because it is.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And your max sanity is not 94. Your max sanity is 35, just where it says on the side.
Yep.
Or, I guess you can go well above 35. So actually, it doesn't need correcting.
Yeah. Starting is 35. Current is 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all of those. Okay, yeah, that's no problem. So, I'll go... I guess I don't really need to go too much into Darren Butcher's backstory. Not everybody knows the things about him being an ex-boxer. Elaine does. You've actually picked all 3 of the servants for the Rudolf family, meaning they do actually all know Darren's backstory. Not all of them know that Billy was a petty criminal. Darren does, Elaine does not. And furthermore, none of you know this fact about Elaine, which is that she is the mistress of Arthur Rudolf, which is rather fucked up for the age difference. But when you write a story about Cthulhu and things like that, you add in a few fucked up things, because that's how it goes.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
How it goes.
Yeah. Always fun. I just have to reveal that information to you just because that's unfortunately how fortunately for you, I guess, how the character goes. You are given all the information. So, obviously, your gear and possessions is on page 2. Ignore your wealth. I'm going to be real. Elaine Dubois, the maid, does not have assets of $35,000 as of 1920.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
And you do not have $50 on you.
I was also
you
going to say...
You probably could get $50 from Darnell.
I was about to say, quite the discrepancy there, although fucked up shit from before makes sense that she had a lot more money than Darren's money of $90 total in assets.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And Billy
Again,
Walker also has the
fucked up shit.
$35,000, which is just
that one
not
doesn't
true.
make as much sense.
That's just not true.
That
These
one
are
is
not
just
facts.
a full-on lie. That is a complete fib.
So, with that said and done, I suppose we should start with our story. So, I shall start by setting up the map and sharing to you. Okay. I suppose I shall stream it like this. There we are. This is the map, courtesy of Skull's Designs from Google Images. The first. You're back now. So you are all servants. You start the night at. It's going to start about. Well, things will be. I suppose it would be about 10 to 11 by this point. The party is quite in full swing. Darnell has been mingling for some time. You have all been, Elaine has been attending to Darnell, following him around. Billy has been running drinks back and forth between parties of guests, and Darren has just been outside attending to what needed to be attended to, or going and carrying crates from the back to the front, or carrying large dishes or things of alcohol to be served. Just doing what kind of attending to the household in the background, not kind of actually as a full-fronted member of the party itself. So, with that said and done, you are all... Darren is outside, Billy is around the dining hall on the first floor, maybe running around between the dining and the living halls serving drinks, and Elaine and Darnell break off to head up to the second floor. And here is where we shall begin. Elaine, my dear, I must retire to my study for a short time, but I think I shall be giving a speech shortly. Allow me to just go collect my notes for me. If you could just inform the general guests and have them gather in the foyer.
As you wish.
Perfect, my dear. Now,
Master?
I shall just be on my way. He walks over to the... So his study is the floor... he walks from the balcony to the right and then takes the next right. His study is the room that leads into the spiral staircase in the library. His study is kind of the upstairs... He kind of has the whole library to himself as his study, and that upstairs floor is his study itself. He heads in there and locks it with his key. He heads in there, gathers his note, and after leaving, locks it with his key. Yeah.
Okay, and he wants me to gather the guests where?
In the foyer.
In the foyer.
The kind of big area.
Where would the guests be at this point?
Generally just in the living rooms and the kind of dining hall and in the sitting rooms. So those front 4 rooms, some of them will also be in the foyer itself. The party itself is mainly within these front 4 rooms on the first floor.
Okay, understandable. I will... From the balcony, I will go down into down through the foyer and kind of starting from the living room, moving right. Start gathering guests.
Yeah, you're just gonna grab people one by one.
Oh well, I'll probably kind of. I mean, if that's the most effective way, then sure. I mean,
you could. There are plenty of servants around. You could probably enlist to help as well.
Oh, I could probably. Yeah, I will. I'll enlist the help of some of the other servants of the house.
Yeah. So as you kind of gather the people together, you end up grabbing, a few of the servants who grab more until it's kind of a group of about 15 of you, including Billy Walker at this point. And you are stood in front of this kind of group of, 14 others who are of various ages. Not many younger than you, but a good few years older.
Right. So... Sorry, my brain's a bit...
It's alright.
The master has asked for us to gather the guests in the foyer. If you could assist me, this would be quite appreciated.
Oh, well, I mean, I would love to help you, Lean, but the master done been tasking me with going to get Darren, and we just gonna go out back and get a couple creeks of wine for a party for a bit later, if that's alright.
Okay.
Alright, Lily, I see you then. He just walks off.
So is that pretty much everyone else just going?
No, that's just him.
Oh, was that just him?
Just him being like, oh, I'm sorry.
That?
It's just one of the servants just being like, oh, sorry.
Okay.
You know,
Just this motherfucker.
Just this fucking guy.
Fucking.
What about the others? What
they're just kind of just like, of course, Elaine. Yes, we're glad to help. Of course. Including, of course, Billy Walker. Who is there?
I'm trying to develop a voice for Billy. 20s.
Well, I always said Billy sounded a bit like this. See?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well, we'll get everyone together.
I'll be in London.
It's 1920s. It is London, but it's it's Call of Cthulhu.
London,
Do
but
the
it's
funny
the other-
voices.
It's London,
okay.
but it's the other London in
know what?
fucking the States.
Yeah, you know what?
London, Pennsylvania.
I started doing Scout. I'm gonna stick with Scout.
It's
We'll just we'll get everyone together. Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of a scout-esque voice.
Appreciated.
Right. It takes you guys about 4 or 5. Actually, both of you roll me. Do you have your sheets open?
Yeah.
So, Call of Cthulhu is a percentile-based system with stats that range from 1 to 99. Well, actually 0 to 99. It is technically possible for something to be impossible for you. So, the idea being that... Pardon me. When you roll a stat, you want to roll under your stat. With it being that if you roll under half, you've done a good success, or rather a great success, and if you roll under a fifth, you roll an excellent success. Equally, if I ask you to do a hard check, you have to roll under half of your stat, and if I ask you to do an extreme check, you have to roll under a fifth of your stat. So it's a way of adding difficulty to things themselves while factoring in your competency at the skill. So I'm asking both of you to make me a charm or persuasion, one of those two, to kind of see how effective you are at gathering these kind of rowdy guests to the foyer.
And just to clarify, an all zeros is 100 or a 0?
All zeros is 100, meaning a critical failure, and a 1 is a critical success. On either of those, you succeed in a way or fail in a way far more spectacularly than you could have on any other number. It's like the nat 20 of all nat 20s.
So, so I've got my charm and my persuade. My charm is, I think 15%, and my persuade is 10%. So it's a better idea for me to go for charm.
I suppose, yes.
So
Yeah,
I'm rolling a D100, and I want to get less than 15.
No, you said one was 20 and one was 15.
No, one was 10 and one was 15.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, you want to get less than 15.
Okay, I'm now.
You want to get less than the stat you're rolling.
Yes.
Okay, I'm now going to roll the D100.
So my persuade and my charm are both 50. Do I need to roll under 50?
Yeah, exactly, yes. And let me know the number you roll specifically, because that will have an effect if it's below half or below a fifth.
I rolled a 34.
So, here is one of the fun mechanics of Call of Cthulhu. If you roll badly for a roll that really matters to you, you can spend luck. 1 point of luck lowers the number you've rolled by 1. You cannot spend luck on luck checks or sanity checks, meaning that if I ask you to test your luck and you've spent a lot of luck, you are obviously going to fail a lot more likely. You are obviously a lot more likely to fail, and therefore you will be in a lot of danger.
Okay.
by spending a lot of that luck. Now, this check is kind of inconsequential for you, so you
Okay.
don't need to spend luck right now.
I
But
won't do that then.
say you
This
were...
was a tutorial moment.
Yeah, say you were in a point where there is a monster coming after you and you are rolling to unlock the door to get away from that monster, and you rolled a 21 and you needed an 18. 3 luck is a small price to pay for your head being attached to your body and things like that. Oh, we should
I
put
got
a
a
small
22.
warning at the start of this that I will be describing some graphic events. So just...
I will
Just a
put
reminder.
that between the end of the intro, a warning for that between the end of the intro and the start of the actual footage.
Perfect.
Graphic content warning.
Yes, because people get
I
murdered.
got a 22.
22?
Which is under.
That is a...
Which is under.
Exactly,
half.
that is a hard success. So you've succeeded quite effectively. You've gathered most of the people, even if, young Billy wasn't as effective as he wanted, was hoping to be. Elaine, you are very practiced in dealing with the rowdy and the annoying, and most importantly, the people that think they are better than you. You are very effective at tricking them into thinking they are doing what they want to do, not what you want to do, and you manage to gather a good size of people, and after that, most of the people simply follow because that is what everyone else is doing. And by this point, it has only been about 8 or so minutes. Everyone has gathered in the hall, the foyer beneath the balcony. You see at the top Darnell Rudolf with a small glass in hand and a small stack of papers.
Should I go? I guess. Should I go ask him if he's ready? I guess I'll go do that.
Okay.
Um.
As you start up the stairs, Darnell lightly holds out his hand to you, just like that, gesturing for you to stop. And he begins to clear.
A small nod.
Yeah, and he begins to clear his throat. And he taps on his glass with his fork. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the party, it is wonderful to see you all here for my good Arthur's 21st birthday. Oh, I remember when he was but a totter, a tiny little thing rolling around on the floor while his mother chased after him, or, well, more accurately, the maids. A small laugh from the general populace of the party. Well, it has been a long night, and unfortunately I have business to attend to in the morning, and so I must retreat, but before that I would like to give special thanks to my good friend Vermont, who managed to make it here all the way from Cologne, don't you know? It's been such a wonderful time, you and I, good old Vernie. So... thank you for making it here for Arthur's birthday. You know, he wouldn't want to miss his uncle at his party. And Arthur, yourself, my good young lad, you enjoy the night. Don't get too rowdy, you know, but there's a good gift for you in the morning, so try not to be too hungover. All right, now I shall retreat back to my study, and all the rest of you enjoy the revelries to the wee hours of the morning, and try not to get hurt on your way home. Ha ha. And as he steps back, he gestures now to you, Elaine, as he's walking away.
Is that a gesture to follow him?
Yeah, it's a come hither.
Okay, I will follow him.
Okay. As you arrive at the top of the stairs, generally people are just kind of breaking off to mingle once more. The servants are running around giving the drinks out once more to refresh the people who drank theirs during the toast at the start of the speech. As you arrive in front of Darnell Rudolph, he is looking rather grim. His face is set, his jaw is clenched, and he says to you, My dear Lane, I must retreat to my study now. I shall be gone for a good hour. Please make sure no one disturbs me before 12. I do not want to be disturbed in this hour. I have things to be done. No matter what happens, have the good constable deal with it. I must remain undisturbed. Do you understand me?
Yes, I very much so understand.
Now, this is the second tutorial role in Call of Cthulhu. Just as I am allowed to call for you to make rolls, you may ask of me to make rolls, as in most TTRPGs. At this point, it might be a good idea to roll something like psychology or psychoanalysis to try and figure out why Darnell is behaving this way. And because you know Darnell quite well, you would have an advantage. You would be able to re-roll your tens digit, should you fail. Or even should you succeed, just to try and get a better one.
So, what would I be able to roll on this?
I mean, if you're trying to kind of work out, it's like a psychology or a psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis would tell you a lot more, but it is generally going to be a harder roll. Psychology would tell you less, but it's probably easier most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my psychoanalysis and psychology aren't great.
No, they're probably 1 and 10, right?
Yeah.
Those are the default stats. No harm in giving it a go, though. So.
Yeah. I mean, can't go out on a loss, am I right? I'll give psychology a go, just so there's a bit of a buffer in case I do succeed. Yeah. You said with advantage, right?
Yes, so what did you roll?
About to see. That's a 59.
So you can re-roll the 50 because you have advantage, because you know Darnell so well.
Okay, let's see. Nah, that's 69.
So 59 was the better one. Now, you failed, but there is a mechanic in Call of Cthulhu known as pushing. Now, if you push a roll, it means failing is considered an extreme failure, so something bad will happen to you if you fail now. Obviously, the consequences of this probably aren't going to be too dire, but also, if you're quite unlikely to succeed, no point in pushing it. Also, you can't spend luck on a roll you've pushed. You have to do one or the other.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna push it or spend luck. I'll just
let it slide. You're just not quite sure.
Dark.
You're just not quite sure why Darnell is behaving so oddly, but you do note the odd behaviour. Right. Now, with that said and done, Darnell retreats into his study, and the party continues on as usual. You hear the soft chunk as the door is locked using his key.
Okay. Would this be the type of thing I would inform the other servants about, not to disturb him?
Yeah, definitely, yes.
Okay, then I will go and make my way around, informing the servants.
Okay. You inform most of them. You get to Billy Walker, maybe 7th, 8th in the set of servants you're informing.
Sorry, the guy's name's gone out of my head. The old man. His last name.
Darnell Rudolf.
Darnell Rudolf.
Rudolf, that's it. Billy, Mr. Rudolf does not wish to be disturbed until 12 o'clock.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Thank you for
Need a
understanding.
dispenser here.
It's not.
Falling.
It's not original, but it's true. Need a dispenser here.
We're gonna be
Yeah, no
making
problem.
fun of
I'll
Billy
make-
until the
I'll make sure he
moment
isn't disturbed.
dies. Until the
you
moment
could,
he dies, we will be making fun of this boy.
Oh boy. It's gonna get eviscerated. It's gonna get gibbed.
Gonna get mowed down by a sentry.
He's
Genuinely.
gonna get fucking
Bro, he's
market
gonna
garden
get just
from
like
500
torn in
miles in the air.
half.
Ah! Anyway, yeah.
Oh god, what is the scout's death
He's
scream
gonna get
sound
fucking
like?
dominated.
Ah! That's the best I'm gonna be able to do for now.
Yeah, pretty
Hey, it works.
accurate anyway, yeah.
It works.
Right.
We gotta practice our horrified screams. This is Call of Cthulhu.
Yes, definitely you do.
If you could you potentially inform any other servants you see of Mr. Rudolph's?
Could one of you make me just a base intelligence roll, or both?
Base intelligence.
Intelligence is your stats, characteristics at the top. Int idea.
I can give it a go.
Mine, I believe, is 30.
Still worth rolling,
Mine
as
is
long as you don't
50,
push it.
so-
Nothing bad will happen.
Just.
That's 53.
Hey, I mean, you can really push it, but you might get a headache.
I'm not smart, okay?
I mean, yeah. This
I
is just
forget.
a
What does
scout.
00 mean, Arthur?
Oh, 000.
No. I got 2 zeros on the 10 and I got a 6.
Oh, so you got a 06. What is your intelligence stat? Actually, I know.
50.
So this is an extreme success. You've rolled under 1/5 of your intelligence. You remember suddenly, Billy will be able to finish informing all of the people inside. You must go out and make sure that Darren and the other servant who went out to help Darren carry out a particularly heavy cask from the outside storage, that the master does not wish to be disturbed, because he did call to have that cask delivered to the party for him earlier.
Got you.
Basically, you want to avoid having zeros on both dice fully.
Yes, but a 0 on the
avoid
10s.
0, 0.
10s is
0 on the
excellent.
10s is amazing.
Gotcha. Billy, if you could you please inform the rest of the servants? I must go outside to inform Darren and the other to not disturb the master.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, no problem, Miss Pauline.
Hey, Miss Paulin, I was
I'm walking
wondering if
in.
you wanted
His
to
accent is
go get a
going
bucket of
all
chicken.
over the place. I'm trying my best.
Again,
It's fine.
Hey, no, you're great. You're doing great. Mace is doing great. We're just gonna make fun of the scout voice.
We're just
forever.
doing great in two different ways.
Hey, I'm walking in. Right,
No,
so...
we're
Hey, I'm
walking in.
flying!
I've already
Where-
decided which character from this campaign is going into the next crossover event thing.
We're now going to follow Billy. As Elaine heads outside, we're going to follow Billy for the moment. Billy, you've been tasked with informing the other servants. You have no idea who Miss Pauline has informed, and you're not very intelligent. So you can either go inform everyone.
Miss Paul.
Sorry,
Is that technically what he thinks
I mean
my last
Elaine.
name is?
I
God,
love that you
it's
just
literally
did that.
infectious.
Elaine Pauline,
Mr.
that's your name.
Bois.
What have we done? This
That's
is
your
the
name, don't
most-
wear it out.
Hey, it's Miss Pauline. Hey.
This is
I'm
going to be
walking
the
in.
most unserious campaign of Call of Cthulhu you've ever seen in your life, folks.
This kid's gonna
We're
get
just
killed.
gonna
It's
be-
fine. It'll go back to normal after.
He's gonna get killed,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. He'll get murdered. He'll get murdered.
he's gonna
he'll
get
show up in the
fucking
next
poisoned,
crossover
eh?
event, and then he'll die again.
I'm dying here.
Hey, I need a medic! Medic!
Medic.
Medic! Medic!
Anyway,
I'm on fire! Anyway, yeah.
that'll be brilliant. We'll give,
Here's
like,
a schematic
what,
for you.
half hour?
My ass.
Half hour's Vix. I'm gonna be real. Like, this campaign all takes place in under an hour. I'm gonna let you
Oh
know.
no, I didn't mean in game time.
Oh, in real life, yeah, probably, yeah.
Probably half hour real life time.
Okay,
This guy's gonna be fucking
so-
eviscerated.
So, Billy, where are you going? Who are you informing? How are you doing this? You got a job and you gotta do it.
Yeah, Billy's not good at his
Miss
job.
Paul.
I guess Billy, I'll probably just like mill around a bit. If I see any servants, I'll be like, "Oh, hey, Master Rudolf doesn't want to be disturbed until 12." But I'm just kind of like looking around, and just if I see anyone, I'll talk to them.
Okay, so yeah, just doing your normal job, just serving people drinks until you accidentally run into another servant. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Could you make me a spot hidden roll?
Spot hidden. My spot hidden is 25%.
No, your spot hidden is 40%.
Oh, have I been reading the wrong numbers?
You're looking at the ones in the blue boxes.
Yes,
I
so
see.
the blue boxes are your stats. The numbers afterwards are the default stats.
Okay. I think I still failed both of those rolls I did earlier. In
Yeah,
light of
your
that.
charm is 30, your persuade is
20.
20. Yeah, so you are a little bit more charming than you realised. Yeah, he's just a little guy.
But I still failed both those rolls.
Yes.
And I am just rolling a D100, correct?
Got a bucket of
Yes.
chicken.
Okay, so it's spot hidden, that's 40, rolling the D100 now, and I got a 43.
You could spend 3 luck.
You know what, I will.
That will drop your luck down to 57 concurrently. You could note that.
Amend that. There we go.
Perfect. Now, as your eyes dart around across the party, you notice one of the servants heading into the back with an empty tray. And you thinking, oh, I definitely haven't told this guy about Darnell. This is perfect. I'm glad I spotted him.
I just kind of jog over, making sure not to like bump into anyone or like spill their drinks. And then I like jog over to him like, oh, hey, like as he's leaving the room.
Okay, you follow after him, but he's well around the corner by the time you approach. You come to this corner. If we are looking at the first floor plan, he has rounded a corner into the hall and then the stair hall. No, wait, sorry. What is it labelled as on the first floor? Yeah, stair hall. And you see him just turn around the corner into the... I can't read that because it's too bloody small, but that little thing between the larder and the lounge area. But even though that lounge area looks more like a kitchen, I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, this kind of back area, the area on the far left, he's just come around that kind of full kind of Z bend on the far left.
Okay.
Okay. So, can you make me another spot hidden roll, please? This time a hard spot hidden.
Okay, spot hidden is still 40, and I want to be getting significantly less than that. That is a 49.
You could push it.
Sure, yeah, I'll push it.
Oh boy. First push
Okay,
roll, here we go.
This is a hard roll. You need to get lower than 20. That's what I need from you.
Nope, that's 70.
Okay. You see him around the corner and you thought you spotted something and you lean in closer, and while you're not looking, you're focusing around the corner, you bump into the tray and you are covered in alcohol now. Could you just write down on just tray? I don't know, there's not really any conditions slot. Can you just note somewhere that you are covered in alcohol?
I'll put it in ideology and beliefs.
Didn't we say he was gonna get lit on fire or something?
This is Jurati.
No, because it's alcohol. I'm waiting for the thing of bleach now.
Oh no.
Oh no, Jeffrey
chest.
Killer!
I've put it in ideology and beliefs.
So you've knocked your tray in a bunch of
I
glass.
ideologically believe I am covered in booze.
This makes sense. And you drop your tray and you hear the glass shatters, and then you hear a thud from around the corner ahead of you.
I'm going to go investigate it.
Okay, as you round
Despite the fact that I'm covered in alcohol.
As you round that corner, now, could you give me an extreme spot hidden roll? I need you to get less than an 8 to succeed.
Ooh,
Oh, boy.
okay, here we go. Can I finally win a roll?
Holy-
No, that's 99.
Oh,
Critical failure! You can push it. If you fail, you still fail critically. So no matter what you do, as long as you don't roll 100...
I'll push it then.
Yeah, you will roll the same way.
Come on. 15. That was closer, but still. fine.
Unfortunately, you can't spend luck on a pushed roll. If you could,
Nope.
you could spend that 7 luck and be down to 50. But no. So,
sad.
as you around the corner, you see a flit of movement rush away from the body and around into the... I think this is the... I'm looking right. It's like the kind of larder laundry area. I think the laundry is the one on the left from the perspective you're looking at, or the bottom, and the larder is the one at the top, and it's going to go into the laundry area. Laundry chute. Okay, so it's going into that laundry, and there is a trail of blood on the ground from that movement. And as your eyes follow that trail of blood backwards toward the body, you see, and I need you to make a sanity roll now, please, Billy Walker.
Oh, Jesus.
Sanity
Scout TF2.
is up here. Sanity is 40.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can finally win a roll. Nope, 61.
Okay, you're going to lose 1d4 of sanity as I describe... Oh, bloody hell. Drop my d4. As I describe what you see. You see a wretched form of the servant you knew personally. This young boy's name joined at the same time as you. His name is Francis Ferdinand. Sure, let's go for a music reference. His name is Francis Ferdinand. He joined the Darnell family same time as you. In fact, probably under very similar circumstances as you. He was probably your best friend among the servants, and now he is nothing but dead, convulsing meat. His throat has been torn out. A gasping cry of agony painted across his face as you look down and his shirt torn open, his rib cage split, curving outwards like a bowl to contain the pulpy mess of his lungs and stomach, mixing bile, blood, and flesh like a... what's the term? A trifle of meat and death. There is a gurgling wheeze as you watch his lungs collapse inwards on themselves and bubbling at his throat where it has been split. You lose 1 sanity.
Yeah, it's probably fine. He's seen worse in the gravel pit.
Francis, what the hell? There's a spy around here!
Sorry, I should have said before, Arthur, I'm really weirdly squeamish about gore.
Oh, sorry.
So I had to take my headphones off.
Oh, I will let
sorry.
you know then. Next time I'm describing anything, I'll just tell you to take your headphones off, and I'll describe, and you can just... So it does... It's just... Yeah, part and parcel.
I'll just ping a dot in chat every time Arthur finishes a description.
Thank you.
Perfect.
I'm sorry, I should have...
No. I should have made very clear what my warning earlier meant. Sorry about that. Okay, so...
Yeah.
And that something was coming up in the immediate sense.
Yes. So, as you see
sorry
that,
about that,
the clock strikes not midnight, 11. 11 dull, sonorous chimes. Dung, 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 dung. I'm not doing all 11. 4 is good enough for me.
It's just dum, 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 dum. And then 7 more of those.
And 7 more exactly like that in time. You scream a little. You have no tray to drop. But... yeah. That is what lays before you. And, most importantly, a few of the guests begin to round the corner on your... well, from the way you're facing, actually on your left perspective to you.
Oof.
You are facing into the Z bend, or the Z bend, from the stairs are behind you, basically. Like, the stairs are directly to your back.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you do?
I probably hit, like, for a moment I'm just kind of stunned, but then I sort of realize that there are people behind me, and I'm like, what the hell happened to Francis? I don't know what happened. I just heard a thud and this.
Okay, as you say that, and a few of the guests around the corner, they also scream. One of them faints as the others try to catch them, and the police constable rounds the corner. You see, rounding the corner, the man known as Arnold Butcher, known to you only by name and incidental meeting. Hello. Now, bloody hell, what happened here, boy? Christ.
Constable Butcher, this is how I found him.
Sanity, actually. 1 second, I just need to take note, because this is a player character, so this will be relevant.
He's technically a player character. When we get this guy, when we get to...
yeah, nah, he don't care. He don't care.
Don't care.
He don't
He's
care.
fine. He's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, whatever. I've seen this before. Don't care. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Constable Butcher, this... I don't know what happened. I just saw Francis come up here and I was following him.
Calm down, young boy. Let's just have a moment. What's this trail leading? Did you see anything from the body as you ran the corner?
Well, I saw something move, but I don't know what it was. And then I saw Francis. I just couldn't take my eyes off him.
But the Rudolf family doesn't have any dogs as pets, do they?
No, they don't.
Correct. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you know that they don't. Well, it certainly isn't a man who's done this, but well, let's go get the doctor. I suppose we ought to pronounce him dead, and, keep the guests back. You lot, or go around the corner. It's official police business. We can't have you mucking up the crime scene. Now, you boy, you just keep everybody back. Tell that headmaid of yours, Elaine, that something's happened here and she's gonna need to go get old Darnell.
Oh, but Elaine told me we weren't supposed to disturb Mr. Rudolph until midnight, sir.
Well, I'm sure whatever business Mr. Rudolph is up to can be disturbed by a bloody murder on his property.
Oh, yes, sir.
Now go get Elaine. I'm not asking you to disturb the man. I'm asking you to get her to do it. Do you understand me, boy?
Yes, sir.
Good.